Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug. Long boys blues, 1975.
Welcome to another ZX Spectrum vs Commodore 64 comparison video, as I like to call it. Rygar, released in the arcades originally in 1986 by Tecmo, and it's a run and gun game, only you don't have a gun, you have that razor, spinning razor on the end of a rope. Think what the bad guys had in James Bond movie Octopussy, because that's pretty much what it is. And yeah, it was pretty successful. It's kind of cool. It's set something like 4.5 billion years in the future, and you're resurrected or something because an evil has returned to the land. It's ported to pretty much everything, you know, back in the day. There's an NES version which actually expands upon the arcades and includes different types of levels. On the Spectrum and the Commodore, we pretty much stay faithful to the arcade. Released by US Gold in 1987, but developed by Probe Software. I want to play this because I had it on the Spectrum back in the day, and I really rather quite enjoyed it. I knew nothing about it. I bought it off the strength of the cover art, which is something we did quite a lot when we were 12. And the cover art was basically that. That's kind of, I wouldn't say digitized or, you know, a Spectrum loading screen version of the box art. And I just thought, holy shit, this looks cool. And look, it's got blood. And yet I didn't grow up to be a homicidal maniac. Censorship, eh? Who needs it? Right, let's get into it. I've never played the Commodore 64 version. I'm assuming it must kick this version's ass because it would be perfect to play to all the strengths of that system. That's not to say the Spectrum version isn't great. It is great. I like it. I'm not very good at it, but I liked it. I liked it then. I played it about 3 years ago. So I'll shut up waffling and we'll get into it. There we go. So, right, yeah, you get runes or something. That's what those 5 spaces are for in the bottom of the screen, but I can't remember what you do with them or how you use them properly. Lives are to the left and your round is to the right. Probe just reminding you that they made it. Anyway, right, 5 redefine keys. No. Oh, it's a 48K game, so we just got beeper sound effects. Left, right, up, down, fire. It's all about M for fire, if you know me, not about space. 1, start game. 4.5 billion years have passed since the Earth's creation. Many dominators have ruled it in all their glory, but time has the greatest enemy and it defeats their reign, and now they can't even read it. Because why do they do that? That bloody fast. Look, you see how I turned around then? It's like Strictly Come Dancing. Huh? It's because I can't move any further to the left because it's the start of the level. Basic sound effects. Jump, hold fire and up. Oh, I thought you could use it as a shield. Yeah, you go. There you go. Shield. Right, so I think it's the right graphics. It's nice, you know, it's not the best graphics on the Spectrum. It may be monochromic, but, you know, there is colour in the background. There's no parallax, I let it off for that. Oh, he just came out for bloody wall and killed me. Let's fight. Yeah, on you, you bastard. But yeah, plays to Spectrum strengths, you know. You're monochromic and the background colour bleeds through you, but it doesn't really give you attribute clash. A bit farty sound effects, but yeah. Loved it back in the day. Don't think I ever played it or saw it in the arcade. But the thing is, we didn't care, because once we had some good, you know, home... Is that one of the ruins? Yes. I think, assuming if you get all of them, then they did something magic and fantastic. It's a surprise. Yeah, once we had a few good arcade ports, then it didn't matter we didn't necessarily play the game. If it was stuff like, you know, particularly by Ocean or Imagine, then you were just like, I want to play it, because it's an arcade port. It was just about that, getting a game from the arcade at home. I suck at this. Right, let's try that again. 4.5 billion years. I'm just going to read the bottom bit. Was the greatest enemy, it defeats their raid and now combined is it theirs begin. Does that even make sense? Whoop-de-doo, Basil, but what does it all mean? Points for the quote. You'd have to be pretty dense not to get it. Right. He should have put the Statue of Liberty in. Screw getting sued by Planet of the Apes. Right. So this evil that has arisen in the future, when everyone's dead and there's nothing to take over, so it seems kind of pointless that you've risen. Maybe you should have risen a couple of billion years back. when there was something left of the planet to take over. Oh, Greta, you failed. You failed. You didn't stop it. Yoink! I don't know what that like weird black kind of scratchy effect is in the sky, but I'm pretty sure it's in the actual game anyway. Because yeah, it is, because I played it on my Vega last time and it was in there then. It's a bit distracting. Obviously in the future, shirts no longer exist. Balls! Let's fight. Did I do a comparison video of this on the arcade against, I want to say, the Sega Master System version? Anyway, so you're into a tempo. Look, there you go. 1987, we could have had 1-8K stuff. Nice rendition of a rocking tune. Look at your character sprite, you know, he's pretty detailed. It's pretty cool. I can't skip that. That's a bit irritating. It's all about my cardio. Hey, I'm bouncing on the head. That's kind of cool. Oh, look at that. You drop down and blend them up. Now, I will say, there's attribute clash in the sky. Look, it's Lisa in the sky. That's not a Mancunian accent, a Liverpool accent, sorry Dave, never mind. Points for that quote. But yeah, there's attribute clash in the sky, I'll let it off for that. Ooh. Oh, if you do that spinny shield thingy, they can get inside it from the air. There must be airborne ranges. Get some of that in your life. This is really cool. Really nice graphics. But I just wish it had 1-8K sound. It reminds me of Thundercats. Or was Thundercats ripped off this? Balls! I gotta stop doing that. I thought I had memories that shield thingy was a lot more effective than it actually is. Now, what happens if I get all 5 ruins, people? I'm seriously not going to get there, so, like, hey, extra life. If you could tell me, that'd be very helpful. No, don't. Oh! Got lucky. Got starfish. And I got something. No, they blow up anyway when you get towards the temple. It kind of happens in real life. That's why I'm not religious. If I go anywhere near a temple, I'll blow up. I wish you could skip. I wish you could skip. But, you know, it's not a deal breaker. Yeah, this plays really tight. This looks alright. Does what it should do. It certainly, you know, replicates the arcade, which is basically what you want from an arcade conversion. Can they run on water? Oh my god, they're the baby Jeebus. No, they can. That's a nice touch. So they're sacrificing themselves. That's a very cool touch. So like I said, I have a gameplay of this on the arcade if you want to refresh yourself, or you could just watch anyone's video on YouTube about what it looks like in the arcade. It would have been nice. Okay, oh, second ruin. I don't know if it does that in the arcade. If you could pass straight up, like, and take him out then. Green wall. No, it's lava. Yeah, this is a very, very nice game. Plays really, really well. I mean, I've died a lot, but that's down to me being shit. Hey, like jump the bad guys. So, oh, what the hell? Is he a bad guy? Bad guy? Is he a boss? Have I just got basically... Fuck. Avoid him. Right, do you know what? I'm quite pleasantly surprised with that. Let's have a look at the Commodore 64 version. So here we go with Rygar running on the Commodore 64. So first of all, you can see, if you look in the bottom left hand corner, that's my lives, though apparently I look like Legos. Top left is your score, in the middle at the top is your high score, and a clock that's ticking down rather fast. Gives you your options on the screen, and also you've got those 5 spaces for runes at the bottom middle of the screen next to your Legos and your round to the right. So it's pretty much laid out like the Spectrum version. Let's press fire. It gives you the 4.5 billion years have passed since its creation. Many dominators have ruled in all their glory, but time was their greatest enemy, and it defeated their reign. And now new dominators begins. That's the rubbishest premise or setup for a game ever. I'm pretty sure it's something like someone who was killed in the past is risen again, and then you rise again because you were a great warrior back then. No idea where I read that. However, look, it actually gives me a bloody chance to read it. Font's a little small, but yeah, alright, there you go. Fire. Right. So there was no, does it say on Spectrum? Hey, they just sped up. So there was no music on the title screen, but it gives me some music in game and sound effects at the same time. Look at him go! Look at it, jeez! Now, yep, this is pretty much the size of that thing. A much better representation of the arcade. However, if you look at Rygar himself, it's stiff controls. Then yeah, he's the same size as the Spectrum. These are really unresponsive controls, and I'm not playing this on my Commodore 64 Mini. That was alive, extra Lego, yay! Yeah, these are stiff, horrible controls. Thank God I'm not playing it on my Mini. But yeah, do you know what? Oh look, they come back. This to me is a much closer port to the arcade. But then if you can't play it because the controls are pants, then that doesn't count for a whole lot of shit, does it really? Hey! Yeah, because they come out the floor and stuff. I am impressed because, you know, it's not the best graphics you've ever seen on it. Every time I turn around, he runs off. My God, they got smart. Yeah, it's not the best representation of, you know, Commodore 64 graphics and stuff like that, but it's nice, it's adequate, it does the job, but they do give you the sound at the same time as they give you music. Plays the Addams Family tune there, look at that. Right, but I am going to tell you right now, these controls are rubbish. They are so stiff. And I'm playing this on a control pad, because I'm playing it on my Wii. Yeah, I do like that. Blink. Reminds me of the bird, that thing that flies up there, that's huge. Reminds me of the bird from that Imagine game that's done by Jopper. Who remembers? It's a bit too relentless, especially since the controls are rubbish. Yeah, I'm not going to say controls are pants, I'm going to go full on in and say the controls are rubbish. You hear me? Rubbish. Other than that, I'll tell you what, if I was a die-hard Rygar arcade bloke, fan thing, you also, not just because the controls are like rubbish, but you also get penned in and you don't have a chance with the way they attack like that. But yeah, I would have been well happy with this, with the exception that the controls are rubbish. I've never played or done a gameplay of the NES, and like I said, I know it introduces, is it top-down levels? It expands the game. What the fuck? But when it comes to the side-scrolling elements, I don't know what that looks like. But yeah, this is Rygar. Graphically, while it's colourful and stuff like that, and the movement of the sprites and the bad guys bears more resemblance to the arcade, I wouldn't say it absolutely shits all over the Spectrum version. I mean, it's better. I'm going to go there and say that. Actually, it's not better. The graphics are better, the sound is better. There was no excuse not for having a theme tune, or a title screen on the Spectrum, because 48K or not, you could have done that. Come back. They look like mummies, so mummies, return. See what I did there? Right, extra life please. Thank you. Ooh, I don't like them. But yeah, I'm going to tell, I'm not changing my mind. What the fuck? Oh, the Spectrum plays much better than this. The Spectrum controls are absolutely fantastic. Super, super tight and playable. Every time I fucked up on the Spectrum version, I felt that it was down to me. These controls are as stiff as a 2x4. Otherwise known as Matt LeBlanc when he was on Top Gear. See what I did there? Which is a shame, because visually, like I said, it may not be miles above the Spectrum, but if you were a die-hard Rygar arcade fan, boy, and this played, like, you know, had better controls, you would have fucking loved it. Excuse me, that's what 4.6 billion years of environmental pollution did you get to throw. See? Sorry. Yeah. You can't see, you can't react quickly enough. You can kind of shoot when you're going forward, as such, in a limited fashion, by fire, keep moving, fire, keep moving, fire, keep moving. I wish you could actually fire while just continuously holding it down forward, Adam's Family, but I don't think it does that in the arcade. So, let's round up. Do you know what? This was so close to being absolutely fantastic. It's a very good port of Rygar in how it looks, and with the enemies, you know, the different varieties of the enemies, how they look and how they, you know, they attack and their patterns and stuff like that. It's got sound effects and music. Like I said, doesn't always happen on the Commodore 64, but their controls, they are horrible. So do you know what I'm going to say here? I'm going to say the Spectrum ekes it out barely, simply because this looks far, far, far better. But ultimately, if you can't play it, then, I mean, before, you know, like everyone fanboy goes, oh my god, no, but the Commodore just, I mean, look at the Spectrum. Like I said, if you can't play it, then it doesn't matter how nice it looks. You can put fucking glitter on a turd, it's still a turd. But yeah, but it's frustrating and disappointing, because if they just didn't make the controls so bloody wooden, this could, and I mean wooden, honestly, fire it up and see what I mean. Yeah, they didn't make the controls so bloody wooden, this could have been like a Rygar fanboy's wet dream. Anyway, as always, I'd love to, controversial, the result. As always though, I'd love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.